Alright, the Oscar nominations came out a few days ago. I had like a brief glance at them, and then yesterday I sort of looked over them a bit more. And I want to talk about them because I'm not convinced by them, and I'm not sure a lot of people are. And I think some things have really been slept on, like they're not even included in the list of nominations, and then I think some things have been nominated just way too fucking much. But let's have a little glance through these nominations. So we got actor in a leading role, and I'm not mad at these, but also I think there should have been some other inclusions here. I think Austin Butler as Elvis was really good, so that's probably who I would say deserved it. Colin Farrell, The Banshees of Inisherin. I watched it, and I think he was fine in it. I think he was solid, but I don't think it was really standout. And these ones I haven't even seen. The Whale's not out in this country yet. I don't know if it's fully out in America, but it definitely got previewed in America, so it's kind of I can't really comment on the rest. I don't even know what these movies are. And that's the thing with me going through this. I have missed some movies, including some big ones such as Black Panther, which I just couldn't be bothered to watch. A 3-hour Black Panther movie that hasn't got Black Panther in, but that's just me. I also didn't see Avatar because I was interested in that franchise 12 years ago. I will get around to watching it at some point, but 3 hours and 12 minutes in the cinema didn't really appeal to me. There's some other stuff I've missed, I think, but regardless. Actor in a supporting role, Brendan Gleeson, Banshees of Inisherin again. I think he was fine, but again, I just don't think him or Colin Farrell. Like, yes, they did their roles well, but I don't think they really blew me away at any point. I like Tyree Henry. I haven't seen this movie. I don't know who Judd Hirsch. Oh, I haven't seen this movie. That's why I don't know. The Fablemans. I don't think that's out in this country yet, or it will be soon. Out of these ones, I really like Barry Keegan. I think I'm saying that right. I thought he was really good in The Banshees of Inisherin, as I said in my review. I think he was sort of the standout of that movie in quite a small role. So that's who I'd go for there. Ke Huy Quan. I didn't like this movie. If you know my thing with this movie, I left the movie early. I just really didn't enjoy it. I don't do that much, but it was just like I was with my mum for reference, and I could tell she really wasn't enjoying it, and I was. When you go to watch a movie with someone, you're like, yeah, you should come along, and then you feel uncomfortable because you're the one that suggested the movie, and you just really didn't. You just felt awkward for them as well as yourself. That's sort of what the scenario was, and I really didn't like the movie. I thought it was just a convoluted, over the top mess. And whilst it may have had a conclusion that wrapped things together in some sort of way, I think the way of them getting to that point was just terrible. I don't know how it concludes, but I really didn't enjoy it. I think it was such a mess. But it's nice that he got nominated because obviously he didn't do acting for a long time, and now he's like back into it again. So that's nice in that sense. In terms of these movies, I saw this half of it, as I just said. I didn't like it though. Anna de Armas for Blonde. When I reviewed that movie, obviously I said it's probably one of the worst films I've ever seen, but she was the only good part of it. She did her role well, but that movie is an absolute piece of shit, and I don't want anything associated with that movie to win any awards, if I'm being honest. And I haven't seen the rest of these. Tar to Leslie, I haven't seen The Fablemans either. Actress, didn't see Black Panther, The Whale's not out yet. Kerry Condon was good in The Banshees of Inisherin. She was also in Better Call Saul. I like her as an actress. I think she's pretty damn good. And she was good there again, but again, that movie as a whole, a bit like with Blonde, it's like I don't think the movie really warranted awards for me. Like, but you can't really compare The Banshees of Inisherin to Blonde because one is watchable and one is absolute dog shit. Again, this is a theme. Obviously, everything Everywhere All at Once has been nominated in all of these categories so far, I think. Apart from leading, because it didn't have a leading actor, the lead actor was an actress, so to speak. So yeah. Now, I'll be honest, I haven't really seen any of these films. I heard this is good. I actually do want to watch it because I like cats, so I think, Puss in Boots I'm all up for. I didn't see Turning Red. I don't know what this is. I watched half of this and got pretty fucking bored. I can't lie. The fact that it was a musical just didn't work for me. I think it would have been better, especially as it's a Guillermo del Toro thing. It would have been better not being a musical, but that didn't really work for me. So for this, I'm just going to say Puss in Boots because I like cats. Cinematography is an interesting one. All Quiet on the Western Front was really, really well shot. I really thoroughly enjoyed that film. Whilst I don't think it was perfect, I think the cinematography was pretty fucking bang on for that film. I don't know what this is. Elvis, I mean, it's well shot, but I don't think I would ever nominate it for cinematography personally. I just don't think that's not something I noticed in the film. I think it had some cool cuts and editing, but I wouldn't say the shots blew me away. Empire of Light, I haven't seen that. Although Roger Deakins is a great cinematographer. He does a lot of stuff with Denis Villeneuve, I think it is. So I can imagine he's probably done really good cinematography for whatever this film is. God, I don't really sound like I review movies because I don't know half of these fucking things, but Costume design, I haven't seen Babylon yet. I didn't see this. Costume was pretty good in this, I can't lie, but it's almost like they had to base it off something anyway, so, it was basically just copying. I don't know why the fuck this has been nominated for costume, honestly. I know she goes through lots of parallel or alternate universes and shit, but it seems like they're just nominating it for every single fucking award, and I didn't see this. I almost want to mention what I think's been slept on here, but I'm gonna get to that at the end. You already know, it's The Batman, though. Directing, again, Everything Everywhere All at Once. The Fabelmans. I think this is a film Steven Spielberg made a movie about himself in The Fabelmans, which is interesting. I guess when you make so many things, you may as well make a movie about yourself in the end. None of these, these are not the best films I've seen. The two best films I saw that so far I have not seen nominated for any of these were the Northman and The Batman. Why they wouldn't be nominated for Best Directing, I really don't know. I think honestly, I don't know why they've been snubbed. I'm not sure what the issue is with those. I'll be honest, I'm just going to glaze over documentary because I can't even comment on that. I haven't seen these documentaries even. Film editing, The Banshees of Inisherin. Again, the thing is with The Banshees of Inisherin, it's almost like one of those little art house films, and you see it's winning awards, I think, at festivals and stuff. So it's because it's kind of a low-key film, it just kind of rings in awards for that reason, because it's low-key, because it's, I guess, low budget compared to other things, so it's a bit of a tricky one with that. Elvis, it was well edited, but it was also a bit crazy, the editing, I can't lie. Everything Everywhere All at Once, again, nominated, shock. I suppose the editing was quite good, it was quite slick, it looked like a hard film to make, absolutely. I don't like the film, but it definitely looked hard to make and difficult to edit. So I can say fair play for it being nominated for editing. And Top Gun Maverick, this is an interesting one. I still haven't seen the movie. I hear nothing but amazing things and really solid praise for the film. So the fact that it's not been nominated for Best Picture or Best Cinematography, even though I haven't seen it, that does concern me. I feel like they're snubbing certain films here. I almost want to theorize on why they're being snubbed, but maybe, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't say why. I just feel like there's a reason those films aren't being nominated. Maybe it's because they all star. You know what, never mind. International feature film, I haven't seen any of these. I think it's got to be this, though. All Quiet on the Western Front was a very solid film, and an interesting mix-up, as I said when I reviewed it. The fact that it was a German perspective film, I think that was very interesting. Alright, makeup and hairstyling. All Quiet on the Western Front, of course. The Batman, abso-fucking-lutely. Solid as well here. Obviously, The Whale, it's Jesus. The Whale, it was Brendan Fraser. They made him look obese, and it looked pretty impressive, makeup and hairstyling, I guess you'd say, to make him look like an obese person. So yeah, and then I obviously didn't see this, but I think if I had to choose, I would say, God, it's hard to say. I think the Batman was better for costume and stuff. Where's costume? Is costume on here? Yeah, costume. But I'd probably go All Quiet on the Western Front for makeup and stuff, because damn, when you see limbs blown off and stuff, I was very impressed. Again, the score, For All Quiet on the Western Front for music, original score, pretty good. Banshees of Inisherin, I wasn't blown away by the soundtrack, I'll be honest. How on earth the Batman has not been nominated here is beyond me. Michael Giacchino, I think his name is. He's a great composer. He did like the Planet of the Apes trilogy. He's done like the Spider-Man, like the new Spider-Man trilogy. I think he did Rogue One as well, like all great soundtracks. He has not been nominated for his score on the Batman, which is even now like iconic, even though the film is less than a year old. I think that soundtrack is just so iconic already. So the fact that hasn't been nominated is ridiculous. If I'm being honest. Wow, I said ridiculous, really like pop ridiculous. Anyway, music, original song. I can't even comment on that because I don't know about that. Best Picture. Alright, this is an interesting one. All Quiet on the Western Front. I wouldn't say it's the best picture, but I can see why it's nominated. Avatar, haven't seen it. Banshees of Inisherin, I would not say that's the best picture. Elvis, I would not say that's the best picture. Absolutely fucking not, but I really would not be surprised if it won best picture because I just feel like everything's going its way at the moment, so yeah. The Fabelmans, haven't seen Tar. Top Gun Maverick, okay, it's good that it got nominated for Best Picture at least, because I thought it was going to get snubbed for everything. Obviously, I haven't even seen the movie, but I just heard it was really good, and it sounds like it really deserves a lot of praise. Whereas a lot of these other films, you just hear like mixed things, and it just seems like it's a thing that critics like more than audiences, and you always know that the audience is the more important factor out of the two. But again, I'm just shocked that the Batman and the Northman have not been nominated here. I think it's honestly just stupid. Like, the Northman was so good, it has been so slept on. Is it because it wasn't doing anything that was like completely new? I just think it's such a well-told story of revenge. Obviously, we've seen a lot of revenge movies, and a lot of revenge movies can suck, but it was honestly probably the best film about revenge I've ever seen. And The Batman was just an incredible movie. Like a 3-hour experience that didn't feel like 3 hours. It was just, every scene was pretty much perfect in that film. Every scene was thoroughly enjoyable. So I'm disappointed that those two have been snubbed. Production design, All Quiet on the Western Front, absolutely. It's a tricky one with Avatar. Does green screen count as production design? I guess that side of it is impressive. You may as well nominate Avatar for animation though, because it's all blue and green screen and motion capture, I feel like. But that's not a dig at Avatar, by the way, or like anything like that. But I just wonder how it falls into production design. I gotta say the Elvis production design as well was actually pretty damn good. It was very authentic. Obviously the whole Vegas setup and him performing, and like I've seen like the side by sides. And I was actually very impressed with how they sort of replicated stuff there. So I think that would be worthy of a win if it did win. I don't really delve into short films, I'll be honest, so I haven't seen them. Sound, obviously, finally another Batman nomination. These are the only two things it got nominated for, was Best Sound and Best Costume. The sound was very good. Obviously, like the car chases and all that, but the sound was so damn good. You got to nominate the soundtrack as well, I would say. Quiet on the Western Front, again, I think that'd be worthy of a win. Elvis, yeah, I guess because that's just using Elvis's songs, so I guess that falls into the whole sound thing. And I imagine Top Gun Maverick also had great sound with all the jets and planes and stuff, you know, vroom vroom, all that. Oh, the Batman did get another one, visual effects. Oh yeah, and this would explain like the CG and stuff side of things, yeah. So I mean, all of these, I don't have a problem with any of these being nominated. Obviously, Marvel films are renowned for using visual effects, and each year they usually get better, although they've really fucking slacked. With like Doctor Strange and Thor, Thor: Love and Thunder. You know, those films had really poor CG in there, so I guess Black Panther at least sort of, you know, fixed that poor CG little run they were going on there. This is an interesting one, writing adapted screenplay, so that's... I didn't know Glass Onion was adapted, but fair enough. Obviously, yeah, I think I would probably go with All Quiet on the Western Front, if I'm being honest. Glass Onion, I think, was... I don't know why that's really been nominated. I think they just ran out of stuff to nominate for things that have been adapted. I don't know if you could include The Batman in an adapted screenplay, because I guess it's always an adaptation of a story, so I guess it could be, and I think it should be, honestly. I think it was a pretty well weaved together screenplay, and I think it was very well written. We're at the end now. Everything Everywhere All at Once, original script, of course, it's been nominated for that. The Banshees of Inisherin, again, I think it was well written enough, and to be fair, it did hold my curiosity and my interest throughout, but I just don't think, by the end of it, it was really sort of worthwhile, if I'm being honest. And then again, these I haven't seen. Obviously, not the most ideal run through from me because I haven't seen a lot of them, and you can tell where my sort of loyalties lie with films I saw, but honestly, I'm not convinced, and I think they've really snubbed some good stuff here. I did actually compile a little list, let me get that. But yeah, so I want to mention Nope. Nope was a film that was interesting and curious. I think there are some things of that film I wasn't overly keen on, like in regards to the story and sort of the way it concluded and how they sort of didn't seem to complete the whole story, regardless, whatever. But I do think it should have been nominated for two things: cinematography and sound. The cinematography in Nope, I think, was outstanding. The shots where you just sort of see the UFO like moving through the sky, and behind clouds, I thought it was so creepy and so ominous. I honestly think that was probably the best cinematography I saw, and also the sound in that movie. The sound design is incredible, and I would be really disappointed if I was Jordan Peele and I didn't get nominated at all for anything. I think Nope really did have some really quality elements to it, even if the story, I think, kind of let it down, but sound and cinematography were absolutely spot on there. I got the Batman now. I would say Best Picture, Best Original Soundtrack, and Best Costume. It should have been nominated for all those three things, as I sort of just mentioned. The soundtrack is really, really great. It's probably the best soundtrack I'd heard from a movie from last year. I think the Best Picture, I think, is a fair shout. Obviously, superhero movies get snubbed a lot, or just comic book movies in general. Joker was an exception in recent years that actually got like a nomination, and it fully deserved it, absolutely. And I think the Batman is not too far off the quality of the Joker movie. I think the Joker's better, but the Batman definitely deserved the shout there. And Best Costume, how the fuck has it not been nominated for Best Costume? I think his outfit, Catwoman's outfit, obviously Catwoman's outfit is almost like a put together one, but I just really like the design. The Riddler outfit, I think it was very grounded and different, and just like a grungy take on Batman characters and their outfits. So I think it definitely should have been nominated there as well. The Northman, Best Picture. When I did my annual awards, I was kind of tied for the Batman and the Northman for best film. I almost lean a bit more towards the Northman, just because it really thoroughly surprised me, and I think it's just such a great story of revenge. So I think that definitely should have been nominated for Best Picture. I also said Best Leading Actor for, I think it was Alexander Skarsgård. I hope I've said the right Skarsgård there. He was terrific in that leading role, really dedicated, obviously absolutely shredded for the role as well. So I think that really he should have got nominated, because if we look at the leading actor roles, it's like Colin Farrell. I think Skarsgård was better. He stood out more. Definitely. So I just think they really could have taken things off that list and put him in instead. And then Best Cinematography again. I think there's some really impressive shots in this film. The sets that they went to, obviously they're actually shooting on locations and stuff. And I think the cinematography was pretty wonderful in The Northman. And why it's been completely snubbed in these Oscars, for the life of me, I can't tell you. I really have no idea. I don't know what, have critics not seen it? I feel like it's a very well praised movie, but it also did fly under the radar, but I just can't see how the fuck that has not made it into any of these nominations. And last but not least, I would say Where the Crawdads Sing. It's not an incredible movie, but I think it's a good movie. I think it's a well done movie. I think it's a good adaptation. I would say Best Actress, definitely was worth a shout, because that film is much better than Blonde. So I would definitely say Best Actress for Where the Crawdads Sing. Sorry, the name of the actress is escaping me right now. I also think the cinematography in that film was really damn good as well. So, these Oscar nominations, I'm just a bit puzzled by them, honestly. You can sort of tell when a film has been favoured one year, with the film being Everything Everywhere all at once. I honestly don't think it was that mind-blowing. I think hype carried that film a long way. I think people just sort of jumped on the hype train. I don't think it's a very good movie. And as a result of that, getting a lot of the attention, I think much better movies have been snubbed, such as The Batman and such as The Northman. But I don't know. That was just my little review of the Oscars nominations 2023. Obviously, that was a bit of a random, messy video. I feel like the way that's going to come out, because I'm just sort of chatting shit and scrolling. But regardless, I just wanted to sort of express some of my views on it, because yeah, I'm not too pleased with it, and I don't think I'm going to be happy with who ends up winning, honestly. But yeah, I'd be curious to know what any of you think about the nominations. Do you think they're right, or what do you think's been snubbed? Because honestly, I think some things have really been slept on, and I think some things have been nominated way too fucking much. But either way, thank you for watching. Yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.